guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to give her a story titled, My Girlfriend is Upset with Me Because the Job I Got Her is Not Up to Her Standards. And guys, this story is all about a guy who ultimately kicks his girl to the curb after like 3 years of her freeloading off of him. However, it takes her really pushing him to his limits to finally reach that point. And it's just like the title says, he got this girlfriend a job after her being unemployed for 3 years. Okay? It sounds like the first year was before COVID happened, and the last 2 were during COVID, at which he didn't give her much of a hard time about it because, obviously COVID was going on. However, last time I checked, plenty of people had jobs during COVID. Unfortunately, a lot of people use it as an excuse to sit on their butts and collect unemployment checks from the state, the federal government when they were doing that, and all other forms of stimulus, and to pretty much just hang out. Now, he doesn't mention that, but this guy essentially has been paying for everything for 3 years. And believe me, as much as you want to just smack the shit out of him for being such a bonehead and nice guy, it is what it is. And this story, guys, is a perfect example of a life lesson, how we can really enable people's behavior to take advantage of us, whether it's friends or a girlfriend in this situation, or if you're a girl, a boyfriend, or a family member, and you got to stand up for yourself and stand up for your rights, because if you don't, there are people in this world that are lazy and they will take advantage of you. They're bloodsuckers, okay? And she's just like this. And you see him push her to get a job because he's taking care of all the bills, right? Anybody in their right mind would have been like, either you help out or you get out. And then it's not good enough for her. So a lot of important lessons here. And by the way, guys, you're going to see also, she's not the only one that he's helping support. He's helping somebody else out, or two someones. And I'm not going to say who. This will be the reveal at the end, because you're really going to just want to just slap the hell out of this guy. But it takes a lot for people to learn. And he has to go through this, but eventually he does. So a lot of important lessons here. So it starts off, he says, my girlfriend, who's 27, has been unemployed for 3 years. 3 years. She used to work at a restaurant near where we live. The restaurant was about 6 to 7 minutes walk away, so she liked this job since it didn't require any commute. Ever since she lost her job, I've been asking her to apply for new ones and trying to get her one. Well, after 3 years, you don't ask her to get a job. You say, you get off your butt and you go get a job because I'm paying all the bills, and if not, we're done. Unfortunately, this guy has no spine, no backbone to do this. And he's being taken advantage of. And how many stories have I done, guys, where boyfriends would take care of all the bills for their girl and pay for her debts and stuff, and then like that, she breaks up with him, or something happens, but he breaks up with her and never sees a dime. This is what we have here, in a way. For about 2 years, I didn't bring it up because of COVID. About 2 months ago, I asked her again to look for a job because it's really put a lot of stress on me as a sole breadwinner. Smack. This dude is a bonehead for doing this long. If they've been together for a while and they had a good thing going, if it was a couple months, okay, fine. But believe me, some job can be found, at least to help take the burden off his back. What is she doing all day? Sitting on the couch just watching freaking these reality TV shows and goofing off on Instagram? Well, probably. He says here, I was saving less than $150 a month for our future. She did start looking, and after 2 weeks, I also started helping her with it. I found that a position of a receptionist was opening in my company, he says in the warehouse department, so I asked her to apply. Since the position just opened up, there weren't any applicants, and I talked to the HR manager, who is a good friend of mine, to give my girlfriend the job. Since there weren't any other applicants at the time, this did not breach my company policy. I still made sure with my boss regarding this, and she was fine with it. So this guy, he's going out on a limb here because he's recommending his girlfriend for the job for the company he works for. And in his mind, okay, she'll do a good job, or she better do a good job. And but if something doesn't work out right, it's going to make him look bad. And wait till you see how this goes. He says the girlfriend went to the job, and she hates it because it is in a warehouse, and she doesn't have a fancy office. What entitles her to a fancy office? She's lucky to have a job. Well, here's the deal. This is obviously recent. There are plenty of jobs out there. Last time I checked. It's just that people don't want them because they want to work from home, or they feel like it's not up to what their standards like this, okay? Or they feel like they're not getting paid enough. But at the end of the day, the boyfriend makes enough to obviously take care of both him and her and someone else you're going to see. So she can, no matter what, can help out and contribute. If she really loved him and cared for him, she would take any job to help out and take the burden off his back. But right there, it wasn't up to her standards because she didn't have a fancy office. She worked in a restaurant, for goodness sake, as a waitress, okay? And nothing wrong with that. That's a demanding job in the sense of multitasking and all that. I worked in restaurants. I get it. But still, does she have a degree in something and that would give her a white-collar job to have a fancy office? See what I mean? This is just bullshit so she doesn't have to work. It says here, I told her to stick around and work for a year and she might get promoted and that pay is better than her previous job. Before she used to make 30 grand a year and now it's 42, which is a pretty solid jump in my opinion. Yeah, it's like 40%. A week later, she told me that she wants to quit because this isn't her thing, and my suggestion to her was that she could continue to look for the job that she likes as soon as she finds one, and she can quit here. I'd say, no way, you're going to do this job because I've been busting my butt for 3 years, and you're going to make me look bad by quitting like this. But again, remember her age? 27. What generation is in that age range? We all know it. Now, I know I got a lot of guys that follow me there in their 20s, and this doesn't apply to a lot of you guys, because you guys are obviously, if you watch me, you're obviously on your purpose, and you do work, and you're not freeloaders. But a lot of people in that generation that are in the 20s and early 30s, they were spoiled brats as they were a kid. They were told to follow their dreams and didn't have to have jobs in high school or college. I'm not saying all, but a lot. And is any surprise that those are the ones that don't want to work, or when they do work, they feel that they're entitled to a corner office and a 10% raise every year and all this other stuff and promotions, right? Because they were raised that way by their parents who thought it was a better idea to be their buddy than to actually prepare them for real life in a tough competitive world. And I'm going to get more on that subject later on, dealing with the Great Resignation and all that, but that's for another video. It says here, she was clearly upset by having to do this job, so I sat her down on Sunday, and she is so upset that I didn't get her an office like mine. He says, number one, there's no vacancy right now. Number two, she isn't qualified or has prior experience with what to do in the office, so it was unlikely she was going to get that. But I told her that when a vacancy opens up, I'll see what I can do. This guy is so ridiculously accommodating. Look what he's putting up with. Again, back to that, you haven't worked for 3 years. You're going to get a job, and you're going to take it, and you're going to help out. Otherwise, we're done. But you see, she can pull this kind of crap because she's known that this guy's been a total pushover for 3 years. See what happens to nice guys? They're taken advantage of, okay? He put her on the pedestal. I'm going to protect my lady and take care of my woman. Look, this is the thanks she shows him. This guy, although we want to smack him for being a bonehead, he definitely deserves a good smack, many of them. He's obviously a good guy and takes care of people that are important to him, but he's taken advantage of it. You can't be like this, guys. And there's a whole world of people like this that are willing to freeload. And I wonder, I got a question, when he's at work all the time, what's she doing? Like I said, sitting on TV, playing on Instagram, on TikTok. I wonder if she has another dude. That's usually how these things go. He says she mumbles all the time that I want her to do a labor-intensive job, and I like to see her suffer. She mumbles pretty loudly to make sure I hear it. She's responsible for making sure everything delivered to us is correct and counting boxes and supervising staff, putting them in their designated places. After this, she needs to go to accounts and submit a report. Her job does not require a lot of walking and standing. Well, when she was a waitress, that required a lot of standing and walking. What? Obviously, that's what she did. Does she have a injury that she can't walk? Is that what's going on here? I don't think so. Labor-intensive use. What a spoiled princess. But it's the generation. He enabled her behavior. I'm getting the feeling she doesn't want to come back to work, but I could be wrong. What do you mean you're getting the feeling? She's making it abundantly clear through her words and actions she doesn't want to work, period. I've tried communicating to her that if I earn a loan, we won't be saved anything for the future, and if we have children, we won't have anything saved up for their college and higher education. Dude, with her, you're out of your mind. You're going to be with her, okay? What has she done to show like she's helping out towards your so-called future, and that she'd be a good wife, okay? She's got to milk you for everything it's worth. I wouldn't trust her to take care of anybody or anything, not even herself. I guarantee you, this guy, when he's eventually going to kick her to the curb, watch how suddenly she'll, like that, have a job, be able to take care of things. Or find some other sucker to freeload off of. Nothing I say seems to faze her. What should I do? I sometimes don't even want to be with her, but we've made it work for 7 years, and most of it has been pretty good. Any advice? Yeah, any advice? Take your head out of your ass, dude, and realize that she's terrible for you. She doesn't give a shit about you. She's selfish. You've been together for 7 years. Yeah, okay, so she's 27. You got together when she was 20 years old. It doesn't say how old he is, but I'm going to guess he's older than her. But, you know, it obviously was carefree when she was younger, but now real responsibilities are here, and she doesn't want to do anything. And this guy's just been so naive and such a nice guy that he's letting her get away with all this, okay? No self-respecting guy who does relationships would ever tolerate this, okay? He would kick her out immediately after months of her not making an effort. It'd be one thing if she was making an effort and couldn't get a job in her field. But since she was a waitress, believe me, there's lots of options out there in terms of different types of jobs she can do. Something to help out. You know, one can always get something, even if they don't like it, just to take care of the bills or assist or to help out, meanwhile looking for something that they really want to do, okay? But she's not willing to do either one. Okay, she doesn't care about him, and yet so many guys will stay with women like this because they think that's just, you know, how things are. This is as good as it's going to be. There's no way this guy couldn't get somebody better if he obviously is a relationship guy. But you see what I'm talking about, guys? About this nice guy stuff, how you enable behavior. You can't do that, okay? And this isn't just about girlfriends. This is also about people in your life, friends, coworkers, family members. If you allow them, they're going to take advantage of you, okay? It doesn't mean everybody, but a lot will. Now on to the good stuff. On to the update. He says, I broke up with her last week. Yes, good job, bro. It's only taken you years to come to your senses. Awesome. At the start of the year, she just went in and told the HR manager that she won't be coming in anymore. Well, that's real nice of her after you obviously stuck your neck out for her. She didn't even think once about running this through me and gave me a heads up. So I had some explaining to do to my boss, but my boss understood the situation and told me to relax because I tried to do a good thing for someone, and the not appreciating is not on me. This guy is a cool and understanding boss. Other places would be probably pretty pissed off about this, given the environment right now where everybody, the great resignation. After this, when I was breaking up with her, I told her that if she didn't get back to work ASAP, and her parents also reassured me. Hang on a second here. After this, when I was breaking up with her, she told me that she told me if I didn't, she'd get me to work ASAP, and her parents also reassured me that they will also try to get her to go to work and stick to it. Oh, how interesting. Her parents are now trying to get her to work so that you guys will stay together. Maybe they realize, we don't have to deal with her. We'll let this guy deal with her so we don't have to deal with her. But wait till you see there's a little more that meets the eye with the parents. Last week, she brought up becoming a stay-at-home mom and us having 2 to 3 kids in the next 4 to 5 years, and that was pretty much the last straw. We were back at square one. This time I broke up with her, and she moved today. I also told her parents I won't be able to help them anymore, and they can return me the money they owe me when they get back off the ground. So that's the reveal, guys. Not only has this guy been taking care of this girl for 3 years, taking care of all the bills, she hasn't contributed a dime, also he's been financing her parents. So big smack there. What kind of family is this? You want to talk about the biggest bunch of freeloaders and losers, okay? Where do you think she learned her behavior from? Them. This guy can't be that much older than her, and he's not only taking care of her, but the parents? Talk about no shame. And do you think he's going to get any money back from the parents that he lent to them? Not a chance in hell. Do you think she's going to give him anything back, the girlfriend that he helped contribute? No way. See, guys? You see with these nice guy white knights, what happened to them? Right? Don't be like this. And I got a lot of people that hate on me because, I do these articles, talk about things that women do to guys. I'm doing a service. I'm helping guys. I'm showing real life examples and providing lessons in these stories so that guys don't get taken advantage of. And yet I'm still the devil. Lending money to the parents. That is just a shame. But some people have to learn the hard way. He says, right now I feel like shit, but also a little relieved. Start of 2022, I also am going to therapy because I need it. Yeah, you do need it. You need some help. You need some serious help about having some self-worth and setting boundaries, amongst many other things. I was a little offended when someone recommended therapy for me, but it was the way to go. I'm going to stay single for a couple of years, and with the money I'll be saving now, I'll do all the things that I always wanted to do, but couldn't. I always wanted to get a PPL, I don't know what that is. So I'm looking into getting into a flight school with flexible things and within my budget. I did some quick math, and now I'll be saving a very good amount of money with her and her family being gone. Someone in the last post said that she won't do what I'm doing with her, which I think might be true. Which just seems like a good benchmark for me to use in my future relationships. I appreciate everyone that messaged me and replied to the last post. I think I need perspective and hear the cold hard truth from strangers. Thank you guys. Have a great day. I wish you all the best. Cheers. So in a moment, I'm going to read some of the comments because they're always funny. But yeah, this guy, he definitely needs some therapy, work on himself to figure out, like, to stop being that nice guy white knight. Where he got the brainwashing, who knows, and have some self-respect and self-worth. People will take advantage of it. I mean, it was bad enough the girlfriend was taking money from him. Well, wasn't taking from his wallet or bank account, but she was manipulating him to pay all the bills, so she was in essence taking care of it. But then the parents, unbelievable. He's not going to get that money back. Think of all what he could have done with all that money that he spent on her to provide for her and her family, right? Nobody's worth that. I don't care how good looking she is. I don't care how smoking hot her body is. I don't care how freaky she is in the sack. Nobody's worth that, okay? And her offer is, I can become a stay-at-home mom. We can have 3 to 4 kids. How are you going to afford all that? Right? Well, unless she's thinking, I can get the child tax credit to come in every month to take care of all those 3 to 4 kids, because that's what a lot of people have in their heads, thanks to government handouts. But ridiculous. So, guys, don't be like this guy. I'm sure most of you guys would not, but thank the Lord he finally had the strength, the balls, the shred of dignity to kick her ass to the curb. He should have done that at the beginning. So for you guys, or relationship guys, don't be like this. Don't be the white knight. Don't be the nice guy, okay? If she's good to you, then by all means be good to her. But if your gal's taking advantage of you and is pretty much everybody around you's telling you that, kick her ass to the curb. Move on. There are plenty of other options out there, but this guy should not be in a relationship for a while until he learns to really have some self-worth, to learn to set boundaries with people, because people will take advantage of you. Now, real quick, a few comments, because they're always funny. One guy says, they want you back with her so you can continue to support all of them. Don't do it. Good for you for getting out of this situation. Agreed. Another guy says, next time, do not fall for people who expect financial help. That way you will avoid 90% of the problems. Make that a hard boundary at the beginning of any relationship. That you both are partners and will be contributing as per income. If you put money up front, you will attract people who are only with you for convenience. Yeah, when people go around flaunting their wealth and how much money they have and all that, I mean, there are people who are going to be like, oh boy, I can take this sucker for everything he has. Another guy says, and this is a good one, he says, you even see this in the movie A Bronx Tale, where the guy is chasing his friend down the road for the money he owes him, and Sonny tells him, let him go, because now he will no longer be a part of his life. Yeah, that scene always stuck in my head. If you guys ever saw the movie The Bronx Tale, it's an older movie, and this one scene, this guy's running away, and he's like, this guy owes me money. He goes, let him go, pretty much, because he's never going to bother you again, because he knows that he owes you money. And last one, guy says, yeah, sure, in reference to that movie, he goes, yeah, sure, it was only $5, but still, they're out of your life now. Who cares? They're someone else's problem now. Yeah, that family, they're going to be somebody else's problem. They're moochers. They're leeches. I mean, I just can't imagine how things went down where he ended up lending them money, her parents. I don't know what I'm more pissed about, the girl or the family, but it is what it is. So, guys, good lesson here. I know a lot of you guys come here for entertainment. I know a lot of you guys also come here for lessons and things that help you out in your daily lives. There you go. Don't be the white knight. Don't go supporting some girl or anybody else for that matter, because that's his hard-earned money. He's never getting that back. Never. Okay? Maybe the universe will pay him for being a good person and he'll have a winning lottery ticket. I don't know, but the odds are it's not going to happen. So, lesson learned. But they're out of his life, and hopefully he doesn't re-attract somebody into his life that's just like that and tries to take advantage of it. Because if he does, oh, God, deserves everything he can get. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.